Rio, 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 or most people just call him Life of Rio, but I just call him Rio. How did I meet Life of Rio? How did we even met? This one was just flat easy. Defense, outer terminus defense. Oh yes, that layout where it's a huge ass map. We have to defend the core as far as defense, and it was like we both were just talking, just regular. We were just talking. Then all of a sudden, Rhea was like, "Yo, I've seen your videos, man. Good stuff." And I was like, "Oh, you like the videos?" I was like, "Thank you, appreciate it, bruh." And this was around the time that Volt Prime was coming in the game, and me and Rio, we were going back and forth, and and we were talking about as far as how would Volt Prime be viable in a survival. And I was like, hey, Volt can survive in a long duration survival. The main thing is gonna come down to, for what I know now versus back then. But at the time, I was like, yo, Volt can survive based off of his fourth. But nowadays, when you use Volt, you camp, you gotta have your shield up and all of that. That's how he's able to survive even longer. If you could camp with Volt, have a good squad, and you camp, Volt can last much longer. If you're running around with Volt, you're just gonna be using his his fourth. You're gonna be put up all kinds of shields and all that stuff, and you're just gonna be in the open, just sitting there, just so nah. You're gonna be in a corner somewhere, have your shield up, build a wall, and just keep shooting through the shield, getting through the damage and all that stuff, killing enemies as much as possible. Of course, being real, we were going back and forth. Of course, he was saying, he could survive and stuff, but not too long. And I was saying, yeah, he can survive too long, but at the same time, he can. We were just going back and forth, back and forth. Then we just came to the realization that, you know what? We could agree to disagree. I have my ways as far as we using Volt. He has his ways of using Volt. We both actually came to the same conclusion, but we said it completely different. And from that point forward, it was like, I describe it as Rio is like my brother from another mother. We are opposite in this respect. His favorite frame is Ash. My favorite frame is Loki. He despises Loki with a passion. I don't despise Ash with a passion. I don't. I like Ash. I like for what he does. But he ain't Loki. And Loki ain't Ash. Because Ash, based off of his abilities, he is an assassin. He is meant to kill specified targets. That's what assassin is. You give him an assignment, go and take out this target. If you execute, you get X, Y, and Z. Now, of course, when Ash kills somebody, what is he going to get? An energy orb, some credits. That's what he's going to get. He's an assassin. He takes out heavy units. Loki, he is not an assassin. He is a manipulator, a deceiver. That's what Loki is. Now, when you put these two frames together, or in this case, when you put me and LifeofRio together, you will get crazy, crazy results. Now, later on, he introduced me to Coldside, who's still on my friend list to this day. Coldside is a cool guy. And there was another guy who was rolling with us at the time. And we would do some survival runs and all that stuff. And I believe at the time, Rio was trying to feel me out. And to be quite honest with you, I was feeling him out as well, too, to see how he played, how he approaches survival missions. And we were just going at each other. You could say it was like a competitive thing, but at the same time, it was all love. Then at the same time, we would go into a defense mission, and at the time, we would be talking about sports, talking about basketball. At the time, he would talk about Kobe, and I would talk about MJ. And I'm like, yo, You do know that Kobe took his moves off of Jordan, right? The spin move, the tongue hanging out, all that stuff. You know, Kobe got that from Jordan, right? I'm just being honest, man. Kobe is the little brother. Jordan is big brother. I'm like, yo, MJ's the GOAT. You know, Kobe, he's right there, bro. And yo, me and Rio will keep going back and forth with this. It's like at times he would try to fight me on it. I'm like, bro, I'm just being honest, man. Like everyone knows this. Why you keep fighting me on this, man? Like, come on, man. I'm like, I like Kobe too, but Jordan is the original. He the GOAT. That's just what it is. Just it's. I was like, bro, it's okay. It's okay. Kobe is behind Jordan. It's okay. It's okay. He took Jordan's moves. Okay, he took his moves, incorporated into his own. It's all right, Rio. It's okay. And we were just going back and forth while we're going through all of this. We didn't even realize we were 40, 50, 60 waves into this damn defense in the void. I'm like, oh shit, we've been in here this long. It's like, and I had Loki disarmed. He was using Ash with his shuriken. Other two guys was in there as well, and we were just talking back and forth. Of course, I think they were listening to us, but we didn't even really care. And it was just a fun time, man. Like, yo, I like going into long missions with Rio. He doesn't bother playing exterminates, capture missions, all that stuff. He been past that. The only thing that interested Rio was doing long survivals, because again, at the end of the day, he was testing his builds to see how good this frame is, how far could they go, and all of that stuff. And he said one quote that I was like, damn, you know, I never thought of it that way. I just said, like, you know, players are stupid at the end of the day when it comes to the game. He was like, yo, 85 to 90% of the players in Warframe are stupid. They're just flat stupid because they'll say certain things or they'll do certain things or mod a certain way that you're like, why you have that in there? You know, there'll be times where they question me as why I have vitality versus when I don't. And it's like, yo, you should put vitality on this or you should put this in there. And I'm like, based off of his abilities and how strong he is, he really doesn't need vitality. He's like, yo, I want more health, man. I like my health this way. And Rio was like, see, that's the same crap I'm talking about right there. Because when you go into a long survival, vitality does not matter. It's just what it is. It does not matter because you're telling me in a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour survival, vitality is going to save you from that one shot bombard off of his rocket. No, that's not going to save you. Quick thinking is going to save you, not vitality saving you. That's just what it is. Vitality is not going to save you. Quick thinking along with prime flow, that's going to save you. Because your energy is going to be acted as your health. And when your energy goes, that's when you drop. Not vitality. If you go into more detail with certain things that you say in Warframe, at least half of the 75% of the players won't understand what you're talking about. And Rio will speak in those kind of terms. I spoke in them terms as well too. When someone asks me my build on certain frames, I will talk in based off of percentages. I'm not going to say the mod anymore because you should know what I'm talking about. If I say 199, 130, 145, 155, what did I just say? 155, prime continuity, 145, stretch, 130, streamline, 199, blind rage. You should know based off of the number 199. That gives you power strength. So it's like, being real would just be, hey man, we will be talking in terms to players, and they'll have that pause in the back of their mic, like, the hell did this man just say? I said 130, 145, 155. Huh? It's hilarious, yo. It's hilarious. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, it's like, I didn't even know who Life of Rio was. And the fact that he knew me before I even knew him just shows that if you play the game, if you just play the game normally, having a good time, play the game, keep doing what you're doing. You have no idea who's actually watching you, and you don't even know who you may end up running into in any game that you play. Nowadays, when I go into a game randomly, some person knows me like, oh shit, that's Kachi. They'll just message me in game like, yo, Jay, what's going on? Hey, Kachi, how you doing, man? They'll follow me around the place and do it all kind of. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they'll be like, yo, I didn't expect you to be here. Yo, you're hard to find. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I could be in a random game doing whatever. Out of all the partners, to be honest with you, I'm the easiest person to find. I'm the easiest person to find. I believe back then the hardest person to reach was like a tie between Mugabu or Tactical Potato. That's just what it is. You could run into Brozime, or you could run into AGGP. You could run into those guys. You could run into those, but you couldn't catch Mugamu like that. You couldn't catch Potato like that. It will be like once in a blue moon that you have to legit be paying attention as to who is in your squad at this particular mission. But as far as with me and Rio saw me first before I even knew who he was. That's how crazy it was. And that's like no disrespect to the man, but I was like, I didn't know who Life of Rio was. But I was like, but Rio knows me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, cool. And then later on, I go and I check. I was like, oh, okay, he got a Twitter. I was like, oh, okay, all right, I got you, bro. I got you, man. Like,